What is good, my Impact Wrestling fam? Welcome to another edition of TNAIW Reaction, right here on the TNAIW channel. My name's G the Elf. Who's your favorite wrestler? And we're gonna try to have some kind of show here. Obviously, it was a best of 2023 this week. It's going to be a best of 2023 next week, a two-parter. So I'm just finding things that can connect us, give us a reason to talk and chat over the holiday season, obviously. And for those who are saying, man, what about your dignity, right? To you, I say, I do a Impact Wrestling podcast for 150 people. My dignity has been out the window for a very long time. But either way, I'm here to spread some holiday cheer loud enough for all to hear. And just kind of connect with you guys. We'll do your comments. We'll talk about the season awards that have been named. We'll talk about some merchandise updates, some signings and re-signings. Jade announces the ring announcer, hard to kill matches, and so much more. I'm looking forward to getting to that. And even if there's one person out there that watches this on Christmas Eve or around Christmas, I appreciate you. I love you. I hope you're having a great holiday season. Make sure you hit like and subscribe. And let's have some fun, guys. All right, quickly, we're going to acknowledge but buzz through the end-of-year awards, or the first half of the end-of-year awards. I'm sure the other half will be announced this coming episode of Impact Wrestling. But they announced 4 of their end-of-year awards. Our end-of-year awards, the Nonsensies, the 4th annual ones, will air sometime this week. So look forward to that as you guys voted for them, so I thank you. But the reason we're going to buzz through these is because there's not much debate. If you want to have a debate or say your piece, feel free in the comments. But most of these make sense. We're starting off with Knockout Tag Team of the Year and Male Tag Team of the Year, both going to the current tag team champions MK Ultra and ABC respectively. And as both teams held down the fort in their divisions in 2023, it makes sense. Speaking of that, Trinity is the Knockout of the Year. Hard to argue, not only from buzz to championship reign to just, the needle moving. It has to go to Trinity. So I'm with them there. And then last but not least, what we call Baby New Year of the Year, or Baby New Year Award, which is the person who had a promising or great 2023 and looks to have expand on that in 2024, who might be in more of a rookie status when it comes to the company. And that's going to KiLynn King here. And I'd be remiss to say that it should go to KiLynn King for ours as well, but we'll see what happens. Do you guys agree? Either way, let me know, and we'll petition if you disagree. Speaking of something no one's going to want to petition, TNA/Impact coming out with new merch. Well, the first one is under the Impact Wrestling banner. It's the Series 2 of the trading cards. I like the trading cards. I didn't buy this series. I bought the ones during, was it 2020 or the COVID era ones. And then I realized I bought 3 of the same sets, just a different signed card in there. So hopefully these are a little different. I like the nostalgia of just finding random ones and not getting them all handed to you. But if anyone's bought them before, let me know. It's going to be a hard sell going into Hard to Kill, trying to push Impact merchandise before it turns to TNA. I just don't know. I think a lot of people are going to gear up for TNAs, but I hope they sell them all. Always going to wish for that. But they're there. And then, of course, we get the TNA action figures, which are very exciting. We don't know who is coming, but we know who's making them. And if you go look them up, I like what I've seen so far of the Legends of Wrestling they've done. I don't know if that's what it's called. But a great job there. And I'm excited to finally see the lineup. Maybe they'll drop a Here's Who's action figure daily until we get to TNA. But either way, 2 things to look forward to because it's a lot of positive momentum. Yes, we don't know who's coming in that door. We'll talk about that. But we're getting these little nuggets that should make us excited, or at least keep the buzz going for different reasons. And if it's old trading cards under the Impact banner, or it's new TNA figures, or eventually a video game, or whatever else we get, these are great signs that there's no one sleeping at the helm. I've never thought that, but I know that's a rhetoric. It's just things take time, and to do them right, and do them without being 40 million in the hole. Speaking of which, thanks for the Christmas gift, Tony. I appreciate it. Gimmicks But no, speaking of big signings and acquisitions, TNA announcing several things the past days. I've been comparing it to the 25 Days of Christmas, obviously. But even if they're just re-signings, I don't think there's something to bat our eyes at. Is that the term? Either way. There are a lot of people, yes, like Kushida or Dani, that were locking in that were international talent that kind of stopped in through the year. And yes, we're locking in people that have already been here, and the Rascals and Myers and Eddie and who else am I missing that we extended? I know there's extended. But it's good to see those things, man. We talk about wanting to invest in characters and invest in the wrestlers and not wonder if the next day they're going to be on AEW or WWE. We're starting to kind of feel like what our roster is going to be like. I think there's still more gaps that are filled. I think there's some bigger names that are going to be announced. We'll get to that. But let's celebrate the fact that we're locking in some talent, keeping some talent around like Brian Myers, who really helped us reform and bring us to the dance, man. Yeah, glad to see Myers re-signing. Glad to see the Rascals re-signing. I think last week I mentioned even that I was nervous about Wentz. We were talking about the trajectory of Wentz and what he could do in the next year. And I felt like, I don't know if it was the tag team win then loss or what it was, the championship win then loss or what it was. But maybe, did they have a signs thing? I don't even know if they had a Wentz signs one prior. So I just felt like he was 1 foot in, 1 foot out. And I'm glad to see that I'm proven wrong yet again, that they were working on a contract, whatever it is. But either way, both Trey Miguel and Zachary Wentz are here for the long haul, which excites me, man. Someone coming back, Dani Luna, who made a kind of a walkthrough here this past year, and loved her with Subculture. To be honest, I thought with them milking the days of, dropping little nuggets here and there, I thought we were going to get Mark Andrews the next day, and then today we were going to get Flash Morgan Webster. I thought they were going to, drag out Subculture. I still do think they sign. Our buddy Millard talking about that for a long time, and I think it's just a matter of when. But with Dani coming on board, I think even solely she provides a lot to that Knockouts division. So I'm excited about that. But yeah, these are all good signs of keeping our talent happy, bringing in new people when you try them out and say, hey, let's build something off this relationship, or choosing the ones you don't. I think that's just as important. But to see that we're shaping up the roster makes me happy. Should make you guys happy, and let you sit back and just invest in the people, right? So that's a definite positive. Now we're going to get to something that I hope you guys don't confuse for a negative. But this is the first announcement that I kind of second-guessed a little bit. And it has nothing to do with Jade as an individual or as a person. Everything she's done, she's knocked out when she's on our screen. If it's coming to Josh's aid or being a protective mother or getting speared by Moose, has crushed it. Always supportive online of Impact and its product, and part of the family, obviously. So it has nothing to do with that. But after hearing her interview about, Scott tried her on commentary, and then she's never been a fan of her voice, and luckily has fell in love with in-ring announcing. It's not like she dreamt of it. And I'm not saying there's little kids everywhere that's dreaming of being in-ring announcers, but I think it's a craft. And David Penzer proved that. And yes, he was in the latter years of his career, but he has that voice. And I definitely want her to find it. I want her to nail it. And I want her to knock it out of the park. But this doesn't feel like a Penzer to Jade is a move for talent. And that doesn't mean she's not talented by any means. Once again, I think she'll crush it. I want her to keep seasoning, get better and better, and knock it out of the park. Okay? But we're going from David Penzer, who's a legend, to passing the torch to someone who, for all intents and purposes, is a rookie who may or may not be in love with in-ring announcing. And that's the first image we're going to see when we get into TNA. And I want you guys to read her interview because I think it's important. Also, to those, I saw some rumblings of, she never looks like when she's ring announcing, she's happy to be there or talk to people. She's probably scared shitless, man. It's a lot of pressure to stand in front of a bunch of eyes staring at you and doing something you're not sure if you're great at yet. So let's give her a chance on that, please. But I hope she does nail it. My point is, though, this doesn't feel, and you can insert anyone here that's not Jade, because it works for anyone that's not David Penzer or someone who's already had years of professional work put into this. But what it feels more like, to be honest, is it's a business move. We're saving some money by getting rid of Penzer. But sending Penzer off and cheering. Saving that money, bringing in someone that helps supplement the Alexander household, which is important, especially when we're about to bring someone in who isn't the standard of Impact Wrestling, but is probably the now top earner. If Josh wasn't that prior, he definitely deserves to be. And to help solidify the family there, I have no problems with it. But it feels more like that, especially with her saying that Scott was trying to find a place, to use her or whatever, and it ended up being in-ring announcing. But that's for my 2 cents on it. So am I nervous? No. I think she's talented. I think she can knock it out. And after work and seasoning and work, it'll work. But it's more so of my honest opinion. I think this is more of a business decision compared to this is what's going to give us the best foot forward going into TNA. I don't know. Maybe you guys disagree with me. Once again, not a knock on her whatsoever, and I hope she fucking kills it. But it is bittersweet going from Penzer, obviously, to a rookie there. Anyways, with that being said, we're going to move on to some of the matches. So we're talking about everything else, but the matches being announced for Hard to Kill. So let's announce those really quick, because the pre-show, which is an hour long, the hour-long countdown, is exclusively on TNA Plus. And am I mistaken about that? Maybe it's on YouTube Insider as well, but they're really pushing the TNA Plus, which is smart, but man, it's Christmas time. Does everyone got the money to pay $220 for that? I don't know. But we're going to get Rich Swann versus Steve Maclin being the first match we see under the TNA banner, which is pretty cool for those who are worrying about Maclin or Rich, both world title holders before. At least they'll be the first thing on the card, but it makes you wonder what they're holding off for on the card when 2 former world champions are the first match of your countdown. We'll see. They're also announcing EY and Kaz versus Eddie and Myers. Eddie and Myers, the tag team, I'm happy that is together. So a lot of TNA guys in that. That's pretty cool. Don't see any real direction besides Eddie and Myers being together. I doubt EY and Kaz are going to be for the long haul. But once again, these are TNA guys that you would think would be on the main card. So hopefully some more announcements other than PCO Dango happen, because this is hard to make sense of. Tommy Dreamer's defending his DMC against Crazy Steve. I'm guessing Crazy Steve's going to take the DMC into the TNA era. Look, personally, love Tommy. My childhood is full of great Tommy memories. But it's time to use him in that. When I say Terry Funk role, he doesn't need to win the title. But if someone needs a wily vet once in a while, music to hit, and he comes out and is that tag team partner, it's great for Tommy. But I think we can all agree. The other match announced is the Ultimate X Knockouts for the second time. Last time was Hard to Kill, with Tasha winning that. And I think everyone's thoughts go, oh, who can be the entrants? I'll tell you who I want mine to be. I really want Kamille to be on board. I think that would be really dope. I think Julia isn't available until March. So as far as available free agents for the knockouts to be added to the knockouts, Camille's the top of the list for me. Who don't I want it to be? I would kick myself in my own nuts if I heard Rhonda Rousey's music play. Not only paying for that music, but paying for her to come in, even if it's one gig. Maybe you get a rub, but I just think the song says it all about her, about the bad reputation. I just don't think the name value that's left there, outweighs the ring work, the mic work, the attitude. It's very much Ronda Rousey is CM Punk without the fan base. That's how I feel. But CM Punk can go, so I don't know if that's a good comparison. But you get what I'm saying? I just don't think it's worth it. But if it's a surprise pop and she doesn't win, okay. But that's my least one. The more likely, the one that I think it will be, if that the more plausible Mickie James. She hasn't done it yet as far as having a KO. Well, there's only been 2. Deonna as well hasn't been, but we'll see where she lands. But I think Mickey's more of a likely thing. I said this before with Mickie and maybe even Taylor and Kenny. I think there's a doors open there. It's interesting, a bunch of TNA names off the roster before it happens. Could it be coincidence? It very well could be. But I think when you want to create, when you can't buy buzz, you got to create it yourself. And by saying she's no longer with Impact, give it a couple weeks, let her come back to the live shows. Don't let her waste her time traveling to Mexico or whatever else, and let her come back with the big hardcore country pop for Ultimate X. I think that's what's going to happen. But either way, an hour show, pre-show, countdown show, whatever you want to spin it as, that is absolutely loaded. Ultimate X Knockouts 2 being on the Hard to Kill, along with PCO Dango, is a thing, man. So look, I think the rumors are going to swirl for Ultimate X, and that's a great thing. But there's rumors swirling around for a lot of things, and you guys are going to hit them all in your matches here, or in your matches. I'm reading that as I'm talking to you. All right, your comments. So let's get to your comments. Let's not waste any time, and let's end this off on a fun note. All right. Parkside 15, Millard, what's up, buddy? Jeff the Way Scott talked about worlds colliding and people showing up that you won't believe. Who do you think it might be? Maybe someone from WWE. Not to mention Scott saying they're on the goal line of one of the biggest signings in TNA. The only people it would be Mercedes, Mone, or Okada. I also think that they're signing Hammerstone. He's been reposting a lot of TNA comments and views lately. P.S. I forgot about Riddle or Ziggler. Yeah, I'm right there with you as far as the announcements. I think the Worlds Collide You Won't Believe thing, I'm hoping, by listening to what he said, not reading it, but listening, the busted open thing, it felt like he was starting 2 different things he was saying. And then they ran with the who will show up thing as just a general one. Maybe I'm wrong. So what I'm doing or trying to explain is that I'm separating the goal line thing from the Worlds Collide thing. I think the Worlds Collide thing, I still think it's AJ. And I don't know, I'm okay with being wrong. I'm always okay with being wrong. But at least I'm going to be optimistic and almost realistic, because it just feels, especially with Endeavor relationship being good, that a one-off was something that I don't think could be out of the realm of reality. As far as the goal line signing, yeah, I don't think AJ fits into that. That's why I think it's 2 separate things. Mercedes, Mone, and Okada make sense on both. I don't know. We can make an argument for either. I think Mercedes Moné will add, but there's all those other things, and she wants the bag that was allegedly higher than what Charlotte Flair's making. Is that the person that you want to be? I don't know, man. It's not anything with her star power. It's just all the other stuff. And is that star power enough still to warrant that kind of payday and make your standard bearer, Josh, the second high? You know what I mean? Like, this person needs to come in and be the figurehead or 1A to Josh's 1B. And Mercedes fills that, but do you throw that kind of money when, I don't know if you know what you're getting with her sometimes. Maybe I'm wrong. Obviously, we're behind a camera and not behind the curtain, but we'll see. As far as Okada, I think, he fits that as well as a big signing, as Mercedes does. I don't want to take away from that. I think she's still a big signing. And one of the most important in history. I still think that would work. Same with Okada. That's a crazy full circle moment. And I think it makes a lot of sense. I think he's really good buddies with, I was going to say Generation Me, but the Young Bucks. So, but has he seen all of his roster counterparts leave and have not that exciting careers there? I think there's a lot of things to weigh. But I would be excited for either. As far as Hammerstone goes, I think I agree with you, man. I haven't kept up on if he's reposting and all that in the social media grind, but he makes a lot of sense. Him and Kamille together would be a package to come in. I know they're from different companies, but I think they would look great together, and they have that presence of, these are 2 people we need to take seriously that come in. As far as Riddle or Ziggler, at the end of the day, I still think Ziggler is the most likely of the options, even over Mercedes and Okada. The timing of the we're on the goal line, I think the goal line might have been the day that the contract or the 90 days went up for someone like Ziggler, Riddle is kind of in that Mercedes boat for me too. So Riddle's not on my wish list. Ziggler, though, I think makes a lot of sense for that person, that being the closest goal line thing. It just makes a lot of sense for him and what he's done in his career and how he, if you watch him speak of what really matters to him, it would make a lot of sense for him to be here. But we'll see. Either way, it's going to shake it up, as they said. And if it's 2 announcements, it's 3, it's 1. Either way, we have to be excited that so we have the ability to look at these names and say, what if? Because there was a day where we couldn't do... What if wasn't a question we can ask ourselves. All right, thanks, buddy. Roger Pace up next. I hope Trinity signs with TNA, because if she drops the title to Jordan, that means she's going back to WWE, but I hope she proves me wrong. I don't know if that's what it means. It depends on if Jordan turns heel and beats her. There's a story there. If Mercedes comes out after that, there's another story there. I don't think we have to think like that. And I don't want them to prove you wrong. I want them to prove you right. So maybe start believing that she's going to sign, and she will resign. Manifestation, my friend. Manifestation. I don't know. She says all the right things. They push her like she's sticking around, which you should, because she is that draw. She is the knockout of the year. I don't know, though, if just losing means she's leaving. And I don't think we need to say A plus B equals C when we don't know, once again, in front of a camera or behind a keyboard. We're not behind the curtain. So let's wish that she does stay. Let's hope that she proves us right. All right. But thank you, buddy. Demon Better 99. Vikingo winning the X Division title will not help TNA, so they probably will let him win it. Come on, man. I think TNA does need different... Look, well, first of all, I said that before. I don't want Vikingo winning it just to get that pop. We don't need to buy buzz that way, especially for someone who's going to, like Leo Rush or Kazarian, win it for a second, throw away the X Division title, and I just don't want that. Him being in the match alone is pretty cool. Oh, I guess that's another match for Hard to Kill that's announced that I just buzzed through. I know we talked about it last week, but I mean as far as them building the card. Yeah, but look, I don't want to, same as the one before. Let's not say that that's going to happen so we can be proven wrong. Let's say that it's going to happen the way we want it to so it could be proven right. I just think that's come on, man. 'Tis the season, right? Anyways, I think TNA does need different people in creative and booking after the shows this past year, which have been so bland. Doing more of the same when it goes creative only helps people tune out that they were going to give TNA a chance. King is well, first of all, with that, okay, yeah, creative does need to get some more creative. We talked about that. But the people that are going to give TNA a chance this time aren't going to complain about more of the same because they don't know what we've been doing for the past 3 years. So let's see if what we're doing, even if it's the bare minimum, which is telling good stories, A plus B, if that's our... See, because I don't know, man. Like, I get what you're saying, definitely on the creative, but as far as top to bottom putting on bangers, I think we do a hell of a job. So starting with Hard to Kill, I think it'll speak for itself. Now, obviously the episodes after have to deliver, and that's where we want to tune up the creative. But I think the people giving TNA a chance for the first time without basing it off other people's opinion will enjoy what they see. But yes, we do need to crank it up a little bit. King is a star, no doubt. Jody's a solid talent, but not on King's level. Hey, to each your own. I alluded to that. Obviously, Jody is what I call the ODB of this. Someone who goes out there, music hits, can do their thing. It's totally different frequency than everyone else in the Knockouts division. And then, yeah, but KiLynn is just next level, right? All right. Voice of Logic. I'm intrigued to see what TNA Wrestling do with a partnership with Endeavor streaming. Yeah, man. So far, so good. It looks beautiful. It moves smoothly. There's a lot of cool little features that we would have never got on what we had prior. Does it extend to something more? We'll have to see. I'm hoping it does when it comes to AJ. Look, it happened with Mickie before we even... Now, granted, that was different circumstances, but it happened with Mickie without us having a partnership with their streaming service. So who knows what this could lead to. Do I see a giant, corporation lending out their talent to shits and gigs to Impact? No, but we can work stuff out. There's hope. Hey, buddy, Chris Saletta, this is from Twitter. I think we see Kamille. I agree. I'm interested to see if Mercedes, Dana, or Mandy come in. We know, Dana Brooke, not Danny. Okay. Yeah, we just talked about that. Look, any more knockouts, the merrier. I was hesitating to say that because, of course, I want Deanna to stay. But if Deanna does go, you're going to need some people to fill the gap. Ali as well. I don't know much about her. I'm one that believes Get Ready to Fly will play at least one more time. Interested in heel Josh in 24. Love the Snake Eyes announcements, my friend. We are on the same page. Another one from you. That's why I'm buzzing through a little bit. But just a thought. I know there's been chatter for the longest time around Andrade. And when his deal is up, he goes back to WWE. I don't know where he would fit currently there, but I'm not ruling out TNA. And now I think Lethal is coming back at some point. Andrade, yeah, a great person. Yeah, look, that's why I always preach. Is it blind optimism with me? No. Most of my life I was a cynical person. So when I say these things, it's not out of judgment. It's out of been there, guys. But if we say we breathe stuff into existence, it generally happens, or we're at least prepared for it when we're proven wrong, it's okay. I don't know where I was going with that, but no, I know where I was going with that. But when it comes to the free agent thing, I've preached and preached and preached. Oh, another one goes to AEW. Oh, another one goes to AEW. It's okay, because that eventually that bottom's going to fall out, and there's going to be people inevitably, no matter how talented they are not, are going to be in catering or not going to be happy because they didn't get enough TV time. So there are people like Andrade and hopefully a Buddy Matthews that fall, from the chains of AEW, come free and give us the thought. And with us heading into TNA and them earmarking money for free agents, Andrade is someone that I hope gives us the chance to at least listen. And I think we've earned that now. Once again, we didn't always have that ability. To say that we do now is a huge plus, and I don't think it's out of the realm of reality. As far as Jay Lethal, look, I'm excited for any TNA people that could come back and contribute. I don't think it should be all TNA reunion show, but as far as on a weekly basis, I would love if AMW came back. Daniels, I know he obviously has another gig, but him being here in spurts, I think Red's someone we could see. I would love if EC3 came back. I think there's a lot of people you can bring in that can be everyday players that can contribute still, and maybe Jay Lethal's one of them. My personal opinion, Jay Lethal's never done anything for me. Respect his work, but as far as am I going to say, hey, we have this roster and we can fill it with one TNA original that fits this part? You got to remember, we have people like Gresham who aren't utilized on a regular basis yet. People like KiLynn who are waiting for them chance to step. So filling a roster spot or one of those 92 minutes of television by bringing someone back in, that one TNA person has to be someone who is it. I don't know if Jay Lethal's that person that's it for me, and that's all that I mean there. But hey, whatever. I'll support anything until it sucks. Gary Rossetti, what's up, buddy? Allie Angels, that in reference to me saying Angels needs a valet. I say that because I don't want the knockout talent to be the focus. If it's someone who's a wrestler and a manager more and can get in the ring, you're looking forward to them getting in the ring. I want the focus still to be on Alan Angel. So Allie's still a wrestler, and I think she'd contribute, and I would love to see her back. Helps with that Knockouts tag division. Let's Havoc maybe do something else, or maybe, both of them redefine themselves with the Death Dolls. But I think Allie wrestles still, right? Maybe not. I don't know. But I'm with you. I still want someone with Angels. I think that would be cool. Just got to fit and make sense. Thank you, buddy. Dobby the Brain, one of the greatest names in the game. The Hidden Gems matches were all taped prior, never aired yet. From the background used on entrance during them, it looks like they were originally taped to be digital exclusive matches, but looks like they held on to them, eventually used for the past week's show instead. Thank you for that. I said someone enlightened me, and Dobby always enlightening me. Thank you. Yeah, I wasn't sure about where they came from because it really felt like they were supposed to be the digital matches, and I didn't know if they re-aired or if they ever aired, so it looks like they didn't. And they saved them for this. Good to know. The more you know. Got one more. Another one from Demon Better 99. Don't know if this special guest that is showing up to Hard to Kill is just there for an appearance or a signing. I think with TNA doing this, fans now have huge expectations. Fans now will think it's Mercedes or AJ, so if it's not them, fans will probably be upset. Thank you. Yes, that's how that'll work. I don't mean it like that, man, but what do you want me to say to that? Of course, people will be upset if their expectations are high and they don't deliver. Are you breathing it into existence that you don't want them to deliver? I'm going to go on the other point of that, or the other side of that and say they've put out these huge expectations out there that they never do. They're not the Tony Khan. They're not the Dixie Carter who goes out and says these things lightly. I think they're going to fucking deliver. I still think that there's a possibility we hear Get Ready to Fly and whatever Mercedes music is both in the same night. Is that me being blindly optimistic? And it's possible, but I'd rather be blindly optimistic and be like, oh, I got myself hyped up if I'm wrong, than just be lowering my expectations in case they don't happen and then, oh yeah, okay, AJ came. Nah, man, I'm hyped now. I'll be hyped when it happens. And if it doesn't happen, something else will pop me. And if it doesn't, we'll talk about it. But until that moment, I'm going to go with it that we're all going to be very, very happy and pleased. Hard to Kill. Parkside 15 Millard, ending the show here. What's up, Geoff? What's up, buddy? Another great reaction show. Thank you, buddy. And Merry Christmas to you and your wonderful family, my friend. Thanks, guys. Merry Christmas to you guys. Blessed Kwanzaa. Happy Hanukkah. Merry Festivus. I'm very excited about Hard to Kill and the TV tapings afterwards. I expect a lot of things happening those 2 days. There's been a lot of positive things happening the last few weeks about the future of the company. Thank God for Scott. I agree. No matter what we critique, or I critique, or, I say unbiased, transparent, honest about, what Anthem has done since coming in is no short of a godsend, man. As someone who's a day oneer who absolutely loves this company, no matter how whatever I can get at it sometimes, to have stability, to have opportunity. Are there things that definitely were or missteps or mistakes? Of course there were. That's life. But we are blessed to have the team we have, and I hope Hard to Kill is that launching point for them to get their flowers finally. None of these awards matter to me in real life. It's all perspective. But Booker of the Year for Scott, if you believe the day-to-day creative or whatever you want, manager, I don't know, is there a president award, whatever, they deserve it. And that's not kissing ass. I'm not trying to, nothing. I'm just being real. We are in a great place. And when they deliver at Hard to Kill, we will all rejoice. Dahu Forest, Dahu, is that what it is? Dahu. We'll be singing like the Who down around the Christmas tree. But either way, guys, let's stay positive. Let's breathe it into the air, and let's celebrate the fact that we have the opportunity to do this. I don't know, guys. I'm ready to wrap up. I'm ready for the holiday season. I hope you guys are too. And no matter what these holidays bring you, if it's 0 things under the tree, or no kiss on New Year's, whatever it may be happy within yourself. Feel love, give love, and trust me, the rest will follow. If I had enough time, I'd give you a Bill Murray Scrooged-like ending to this. But I'm telling you guys, and this definitely comes when it comes to the presents, because I've been hearing a lot of stuff throughout this season as you go around shopping. It's not about them, man. As someone who has tons of stuff under the tree before and felt completely unfulfilled, and someone who has had one Bam Bam Bigelow action figure that I already owned rewrapped on a Soul Christmas morning as a kid, fulfillment comes from within here, and who you surround yourself with and what you do for this world. So be kind to yourself, be kind to others, preach love, and love will come back to you. Thank you, guys. Much love. Happy holidays. Thank you for coming out. God bless and good night. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye.